Today, an outsider takes our test of honor to see if he is worthy of our training.
What the fuck?
What was that?
How was that?
I'm almost done.
Okay.
I have to cut that out and include that in the original recording because that's just too funny.
Greetings, ladies of Gotham, and also you dudes. Nobody cares about you. This is the Infinite Animal Syndicate podcast, our episodic discussion. And today, we're going to discuss the Batman Arkham franchise by Rocksteady and, unfortunately, Warner Brothers. So, I'm here with these fabulous guests, minus one. So, let's start from the left. El Renador, introduce yourself, sir.
Catwoman has a nice ass, pretty detailed posterior. I like it.
Okay. The one with the red mask. I don't know how you say your name. I think I'll call you V.
Dishwasher?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Vino. Hello, I'm Vino.
Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Vino. This is my second podcast on the Infinite Animal Syndicate, and I guess that's it so far. Nothing much to say.
Alright. Shark guy, introduce yourself.
Alright, I'm Gummy Shark Guy. I like anime girls and Batman games.
Okay.
Real girls are alright too.
Alright. Okay, Hero, introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I'm Hiro Hamada. I've been gaming since I was like 3, and I'm kind of new to the whole streaming thing and podcasts now. This is my first podcast of Infinite Animal Syndicate.
Hey, happy birthday. Throw him some titties.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Cryo Gaming. Sub-Zero, introduce yourself.
I'm Cryo, a protector of Gotham. One thing I need to know, where are the drugs going?
So are you wearing hockey pads? Is that the question?
And the very hockey pads.
That is so accurate, it's scary. That is very accurate. What the fuck?
That's pretty good.
But for real though, I'm Cryo. I love playing games and I love doing podcasts with these lunatics.
Oh yeah, so it's a
That
party
sounds
with
sane,
us.
but thank you.
It's a party with
Yeah.
us freaks, definitely.
I mean, we are victims of the Arkham Asylum, so you know.
Sure.
That's true.
Oh yeah, now I think I'm gonna download Arkham City again so I can play it.
Hey,
Good man.
I finally completed The Last of Us and a few other games, so I have no reason to not play City now.
all right.
Can I
Let's
say
go
about
ahead
that
and start off with the. Let's go ahead and start off with the questions. Who want to read off question number 1 if you had the doc open?
I got you.
I
I guess
Let's
I could
break
do
the
it.
ice.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Let's break the ice and begin with our history of how we got into the Batman Arkham franchise. Describe how your first time playing the series was like.
it was pretty
Who wants to go
exciting
first?
for me.
Oh, good. Continue. Who was talking?
Oh, me, Cryo. It was exciting to be honest. I started off with I believe it was I want to say Asylum. I think it was City, but for some reason Asylum is sticking out in my head. And I remember playing Asylum and I'm like, holy shit, I'm kicking some ass. I get to see Joker, and Joker's one of my favorite DC villains, and Batman is one of my favorite superheroes anyways. So seeing a game with the both of them together, it was just like, this is pretty cool.
Hey, that's what's up.
I mean, they're always bound to be together anyways. Like, it's a guaranteed.
Yep.
But
That is true until the last game where he's like inside his mind and not there physically, which kind of sucks.
Also, Batman Returns for the 16-bit consoles.
Nobody talks about that.
No.
Classic Batman was awesome, but I think a lot of people... I just think that the Arkham franchise, it kind of like revitalized Batman as a whole, because it's like a lot of people were saying that, oh, well, Batman's quality, his games, they go up and down. There are some good games, like...
There are some bad ones.
And there are some bad ones, like... What is it? The PS2... No, the PS1...
Batman Begins.
Batman games, yeah. I thought, like, which one was it? It was Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. Yeah, that was pretty much a stinker. But
wasn't that a movie though?
it was also a game.
It had a game.
It had a game tie-in. I think Arkham is where the franchise like just really peaked and showed, hey, we can do all this awesome shit with Batman. It makes sense.
Yeah,
You can't really go into like battles not knowing what you're doing because you'll get shot if an enemy picks up a gun. So I like those aspects of those games. Plus the stealth is really cool too.
It has pseudo realism in a way.
Yeah.
And plus the relationship between the two actors, Mark Hamill and
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, yeah. I like the relationship, the bond that they have is like that chemistry, that type of chemistry that works really good on screen.
Also, before we get back on topic, though, I will say this though: the Arkham franchise is like another renaissance for Batman, because for almost every decade, Batman has like this big boom out of nowhere. Like start with the 70s, you had the Adam West TV show. The 80s, you have Frank Miller, right? That's his name. With Dark Knight Returns and whatnot.
Yes.
In the 90s, you had the animated series.
Where
2000s, Batman Beyond. It's really just good to see after 80 years, Batman is still thriving.
Exactly.
And plus, I mean, with the Arkham games, there hasn't really been a good Batman game until like Batman Vengeance.
There was Batman and Robin on the NES one. That was a good like side scroller type game. No, that's one of the few games that was really good. And of course, you have Batman Vengeance and Shang Tzu. How do you say it?
Rise of Sun Tzu. He's Chinese, so let's just leave that out. No, I'm kidding.
I also remember there was a Batman Brave and the Bold. Batman Brave and the Bold game. It was on the Nintendo Wii and DS. I remember playing it on my DS back in like 2010, 2011.
I've never played that one, sadly.
It was weird.
All right.
Never gave like Brave the Bold a chance, honestly.
Oh yeah, hold on. So is anybody else gonna talk about their impressions?
Yeah, because we went off topic on that.
I have one.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, my first time was like when I first got my PS3 and came out a copy of Arkham Asylum, and like because Batman's one of my favorites, I was instantly hooked on it, and it was and like exploring just the asylum was like one of the most darkest things. It was kind of like the most funnest thing for me also, and definitely because the cast of villains that they definitely had on there, definitely was like pretty good, like especially because like Harley Quinn is definitely one of my favorites, and Poison Ivy, and you had Bane, Killer Croc, and then finally Joker, and it was pretty all around fun time. So like it was when I got to City and Origins and Night, I was just like hooked to all of them.
All right, I guess I'll go next then, because for me it started when back when I didn't have a PS3 or whatever. Because I used to always go to my friend's house, and whenever he gets a new game, I always play it though. But my first experience with the Arkham franchise was the Arkham Asylum demo on 360. I sucked bad at it though because it was my first time experiencing games like that. Then eventually he got the full game and I played that, but I never beat it on my own until I actually owned the Game of the Year edition for Arkham Asylum. Because originally I rented it from, I believe, Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yeah, I rented it from Blockbuster, but it was vanilla. So your save data from vanilla when I carry over to Game of the Year. So I just start from scratch and played on hard mode. And yeah, since then I became a junkie for the franchise.
So I got into the series after the release of Asylum 2 because I didn't have a PS3 either. And when I got it, I grabbed a used copy of Asylum. This was before the city was announced. And I had read about it in, I think it was like GamePro or some shit like that. And I was like, oh man, yeah, this looks pretty cool. And I wasn't blown away when I played it, but I was impressed enough that I was like, Arkham City, that's going to be badass. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay, anybody else?
Nope, I think we're done with this one.
Oh wait, I didn't. Okay, hold on, because I didn't get to say mine yet. So, yeah, 2011 between the years 2011 and 2014 was a bit of a stale years for me for the superhero genre. That includes, the superhero movies, shows, and all that. Like, there was a time where I kind of grew out of it, but when 2015 came, that's when you just start to come back to this. I came back to this genre, and like over those years, I heard of Asylum and City, but I never grew an interest to play them because I don't know, and that's one regret that I really did not like. And when 2015 came, when I saw the Arkham Knight trailer, that's when I really got hooked on coming back to the superhero genre stuff, especially when it comes to games. My first official, trying to play it was the demo that was still available on 360. Then I got the full game of Arkham Knight, including all the DLCs, the season pass for PS4, and I was really hooked on Arkham Knight, especially the pre-order DLCs that it came with, the Harley Quinn and the Red Hood. And then after December, looking back on it, I feel like I should have played the first two games to have a better experience, because Arkham Knight, it wasn't like, it was good, but there was something missing that I needed to experience from the previous games. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, the story. And then
They kind of load the story.
And watch the story get thrown out of the window at night. It's really interesting playing the games in like chronological order.
But the thing is, the story itself is so kind of loaded, like it doesn't matter at the end.
It really, the payoff could have been better, but you're right, it really does not.
Like one of the problems I had with Arkham Knight was the Arkham Knight himself.
We'll get to that later.
Oh, we will get.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we gotta go to question number 2 now. Yeah, we gotta go to question number 2 now. If everybody's done,
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and just read this one off. Cite your favorite and least favorite character portrayal within the story of the Arkham franchise. Well, for me, my favorite is obviously like Batman himself, though, but that's too easy. But I gotta go with Mr. Freeze, because just like his original adaptation and other adaptations, though, he's a very sympathetic villain. While you don't agree on what he does, you understand why he's doing it, because he's doing it to save his wife at the end. Mm-hmm. And which what happens in the city though kind of sucks, but you help him at the end. And okay, fuck it. Just going back on Batman for a little bit though, I do like in City that he gets poisoned, because you see him act a little desperate in a way, and you also see him in the verge of death multiple times. I do like that, because you don't see that a lot in most medias of Batman.
Yo.
Now, my least favorite, though, which is probably the most obvious, is Jason Todd within the franchise.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Remember, this guy was supposed to be a new character, guys.
Yeah, they hyped him up so much to be a new character, though. Everybody was excited, though. And then as soon as it comes out that he's fucking Jason Todd, man, that killed any hype he had. Because what's the point,
like,
though?
honestly,
Red Hood?
I think it was probably a dead giveaway with the fact that you kept getting those Jason Todd flashbacks.
honestly, I kind of knew from the get-go.
Yeah, that's
like,
what
when
I was
first
gonna
saw the
say.
Arkham- Like the first time I saw Arkham Knight and like the posters or trailers, I was like, he gives off Red Hood vibes. He gives off Jason Todd vibes. Like, what?
He wants Batman that he knows who he is, apparently. Like, who else would do that besides, like, Jason Todd? That was the dead giveaway for me. So I would say, yeah, I have to agree, like, worst character would be, like, how they portray Arkham Knight in the actual, final game. Best character, I still don't want to say Batman because it's way too obvious. I kind of liked Tim's development over the story. I thought he was really cool, seeing him in like City and then seeing him in Arkham Knight again. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. He also, he has some ties and he got locked up and he's taken out for half of the game, but I digress. I still think he was a really cool character. Also going against the grain with Batman because Nightwing did it first and now it's like, oh, you're doing all this to, try to save the city, but at what means? And all these people are in danger because of the shit going on with Joker. So he kind of blames them, and I really can't disagree with some of the philosophy behind that.
Nice.
What about your least favorite?
Well, you said you want to give your favorite or least favorite. I think it's both in this question.
Nice.
If I had to pick a favorite, without a doubt, for me, Harley Quinn. I just love her. I just love her in her entirety thing in the Arkham series. And I think like her best thing for me was definitely in her own DLC, Harley Quinn's Revenge. Because like for me, she really took her role as a villain up to 10 because like it's obvious she blames Batman for it, so she wants her revenge and she'll get it by any means necessary, even if it means she has to kill everyone. And the way she kind of approached it, I just enjoyed all of it. Now I don't know if I'm gonna get backlash for this, but I didn't like the way the Joker was kind of portrayed in Arkham Asylum because I feel like while it was a master plan of his and was a really good plan, he had his moments that I just didn't like. For example, have you noticed the way he was kind of nicer to Harley than usual?
Oh yes.
He's like beating the shit out of her and stuff, and like it's like he was nicer to her than they usually see. And then at the end of Arkham Asylum, when he ends up using the venom on himself, knowing full well like that shit could hurt him, and oh my god, the boss fight at the end of that game was such a fucking letdown.
I don't think anybody likes Titan Joker. I don't think anyone likes him at all.
I didn't think it was that bad. I was like,
I don't dig the design. It does not look good.
The problem is that the bosses in Asylum are very, very repetitive, which is why when you get to the final act, it's a repeat of bosses you already fought with slightly remakes. So at the so justifiably speaking, you would be mad because it's the same boss you already fought. So
yeah, the boss fights were definitely the weak point of the first game. But in terms of characters, I think it's hard to pick a least favorite because the characters that actually mattered to the story were done really well. I think probably the one that came off as like extremely boring was Talia in Arkham City.
I have to agree.
I was like, every time she came on, it's like, you're not doing anything useful. Just fucking have Ra's al Ghul say whatever you're gonna say, have Batman fuck him, and have that be the end of it. Like, that's fine.
Oh, okay, hold up. Speaking of Talia.
Go ahead.
Oh, what's up?
Has Damien been referenced yet? In any sort of way in this sprint in the Arkham?
No.
I don't think it
believe
matters
so.
because she's like dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's hella dead.
Yeah, the
Okay.
only
Yeah,
mention of
but
her was in
if we had to
Arkham Knight.
if we had to cross reference between like that and the comics, Damien would have been born already.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, who's next on the
Me.
favorite character, least? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mention who my favorite was though.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Favorite, hands down, the fucking Riddler.
What?
That
Wait.
I mean, he was interesting in Origins, and he was also
I felt he was
interesting.
bland.
He was awesome. He was like Jigsaw, but if Jigsaw were actually cool.
Man, the whole trap thing in Arkham Knight with Catwoman,
Oh my God.
that was pretty good.
It was
I
funny but ridiculous.
Yeah, like I think I think the Riddler was just handled so amazingly well because they gave him just enough cheese that you're like, yeah, this dude's fucking insane. What's this dumb shit that he's doing? But at the same time, he really was dangerous because he was putting people in these crazy ass spinning blade death traps and you're like, oh shit.
That is true. I just felt he was really bland. It was like the same thing over and over again. Like, it is I, the Riddler.
What I also liked-
Enigma. I'm
that's one of
smarter
the-
than you are.
What I liked about him in the Arkham Knight, all right, in one of your death scenes, you can see that Riddler was he had doubts in his work. Like, he didn't want to be fully cocky because he knows Batman's mind. But when you die, you can hear that sound of satisfaction in him in that death scream.
Yeah.
'Cause it was on one of the interview tapes, he was talking about his father, how he would get basically mentally abused by his dad, calling him stupid, not smart. So that kind of explains why he's like always like, oh, I'm smarter than you are. Look at all these riddles.
So it's
I thought he had great presence because like it's definitely an inferiority complex that he has that he has to prove that he's smarter than everyone.
Overcome.
Yeah.
But it's he had great presence in the game too because his trophies and his riddles were everywhere. So no matter what you were doing, if you were gliding around and like, you know, doing whatever the fuck, you would still see like a Riddler trophy out of the corner of your eye and you're like, fuck, I know this asshole's he's like sitting there all smug, like, ooh, he's not gonna solve anything, like, I gotta fuck this guy up.
Now, for me, my favorite, now this is gonna be a little
Quite
bit
a shock.
a little bit, yes. Despite of his portrayal in Night, to be honest, my favorite was actually Scarecrow.
Oh.
He was
And
badass.
And my least favorite is a mix, well, it's actually a tie between Killer Croc and the Riddler. I mean, I got scared with Killer Croc, I'm not gonna lie. And to be honest, I still do want to get down in the caves in Asylum. I do.
Oh my god, that Asylum part put me on edge, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
That shit was cool.
But I mean, yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, I liked how in Asylum, Scarecrow was like still, you know, like, I don't know what, like,
Intimidating, badass.
no, like,
His presence, like
His
where he's
presence.
just everywhere, where he wants you to where he just wants you to face your fears, like that.
well, kind of
Arkham
like
Knight.
that. Kind of like
And
in
did
Asylum.
anyone else freak out when like the glitch came on and then apparently like you were being transferred to Arkham by Joker?
Yeah.
That freaked me out, honestly.
Fear, Batman. Fear, 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 and also fear.
Now, with Asylum, I liked how at first he kind of looked a little bit puny, but then after his encounter with Killer Croc, and he comes back in Night, he's more fearsome, more
Menacing.
terrifying. Yeah, and menacing. I love that part.
I do like the fact that he uses the gas and actually affects the city, but the thing I don't like is it seems like even after it feels like he won, all of a sudden Batman's like fucking immune to the toxin, and I'm like, okay.
What?
So yeah, it's like, remember when he injected him? He's like, why isn't it working? And I think they were just trying to play up on the fact that yes, even the Master of Fear can be scared of something, which is Batman in that case. That's the only thing that I didn't like. I felt that the payoff could have been a little bit more rewarding, even though it made sense. It's kind of
Maybe.
weird.
Are you talking about Asylum or Night?
I'm talking about
Night.
Night.
Yeah,
think
maybe
because
that
at
part
the
was
end
the
before.
Joker. I thought it was because of the Joker's influence, like the blood inside of him, Joker's blood. I thought that helped make him more immune.
It didn't, like, he inject him and you have to play that whole sequence where you're like scared of shit. So
Playing the
in
Joker.
Some, in some extent,
Joker,
yes.
the Joker was taken over.
Yeah, some extent it did work because he was having those hallucinations, but like physically, after a while, he just got over it. And it's one of those weird things where it's like, okay, so his plan ultimately didn't even come through because he didn't even get the chance to experience that on Batman since he got over it.
Yeah, I mean, because I thought, because since you were playing as Joker had already completely taken over Batman's mind and body pretty much at that point, and Batman was in a struggle, basically saying, you know, Joker, nobody cares about you, you're dead and gone, your history, no one even knows who you are even anymore. That's why he was teasing him, taunting him, and scaring him many times.
Oh,
That's
man,
my favorite.
It
But
just comes right back to that.
Yeah, that was cool to see, like, all that imagery and really see the internal struggle of Joker versus Batman. But after a while, like I said, he just wins, and then you have to deal with the whole sequence where you need all the Riddler trophies to see the final ending, and you don't know if Batman's really dead or not.
You needed those?
I
Wait,
think you
hold on.
did.
No, you just had to complete the the side
side
missions, like
Oh,
yeah, just
okay.
the side missions.
No,
No,
they patched that in later. You had to do 100% at first.
Oh, so they
Oh,
patched it.
really?
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
That's how I
in,
did.
in order to
Wait,
get,
I haven't played since Season of Infamy, so I'm sorry, I didn't know.
since you have to get all the Riddler trophies
Well, I
and
mean-
beat Riddler to get the true ending.
Yeah, the
Ah, I
one with
see.
the hallucination at the end, the alleyway 2.0.
Wait, so what? Sorry, I didn't hear all that because I zoned out. I'm sorry. So what did he patch in or patch out?
Okay, so like when you complete the side missions, you get the part where the mansion blows up. But when you get all the trophies and defeat Riddler, that's when you get the true ending where you see
The demon. Bat.
a family walking to an alleyway. And
So-
then
Now,
you
why
see
wasn't-
the
No
dog.
idea about that because I only just got like the good ending apparently.
Yeah, there was more to
Good
the story.
ending.
What I
Well-
want to know is why wasn't that demon Batman a fucking skin?
I know, dude.
That
It
would
is-
have been
it is,
so
though.
awesome.
It's a
It
mod,
is?
but
Yeah,
Oh.
on PC.
Oh, that's cool.
Mods.
It's still cool.
Hell yeah, dude, just get down and be like,
All right, are we done with this question? Because now let's go ahead.
Oh no, not
Number
yet.
3.
Okay, so
Oh.
I'm stuck with my personal favorite. Like, I want to say Azrael and Arkham Knights. You know, when we play as him, we get information that he's, you know, at least on par with Batman. But when it comes to, you know, the ending of that side mission, that's when you get the feeling that Azrael is, you know, trying to be manipulated by, what does he work for again?
I
Or,
think it's called, I want to say Knights of the Sacred Order.
Yes, something like that. But then you have this choice whether to kill Batman or break the sword. Breaking the sword is without a doubt probably everyone's decision. and then that's when you know that Azrael goes on the path of his own. My least favorite is honestly hard. Like, especially, I mean, we all know that Jason was a guarantee to be on that, but I'm stuck between Bane and Two-Face, honestly. The problem I had with Two-Face is that in Arkham Knight, he did not give a good last impression, while his side missions were robbing banks. As for Bane, however, he wasn't given too much justice in this franchise. Like, I wanted to see more of Bane, but in Arkham Knight, that's where we see like some sort of mini story detail about him, where he moves to some I don't know, I forgot where, but it was out of Gotham.
Let me
so yeah, that's about
think.
it.
Like, I partially agree because, well, I would say Two-Face got the short end of the stick worse than Bane because
Catwoman.
while like he got his ass beat by like Catwoman and everybody, but Bane on the other hand, it's like later on that's when it really starts to get bad because he keeps getting outwitted by Batman and he doesn't do much.
Now, I would be. This is going to be coming up though with Origins though, but that was probably the best portrayal of Bane. Even if the writing is kind of convenient of him finding out who Batman is, that was probably the best portrayal of Bane to date, honestly, in the video game.
I thought Cryo said the Sacred Order of Saint Dummies.
Okay, are we good with number 2? Because go ahead, number 3.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll just go ahead and read this off. How do you feel about the combat of the entire Arkham franchise?
Oh my god.
I actually want to go first on this one.
All right.
Go
For
ahead,
me,
please.
I love the combat. I don't care if people bitch about it being simplistic though. It redefined the superhero genre, and you cannot lie about that because almost every game, both superhero and ironically non-superhero, try to replicate it though, and most of the time it fails. Like you have Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man games, even the current Spider-Man game. You had the Shadow of Mordor and other WB titles like Mad Max try to implement the Arkham combat.
Yep.
And I forgot there's another game out there, but I do not remember what it's called that tried to copycat the Arkham system.
Spider-Man PS4.
He's
I already said that.
Oh, sorry.
Except
So,
it was more of a reference to the Spider-Man 2 game, which came out a whole 10 years ago or more.
It is, but they do have like combos and counters, and they also have the a bar fills up, and you do have the not the like counter specifically where you jump out of the way, but I'm talking about like they do have the system where once the bar builds up, you can do like a special move, and that was mostly in like Arkham, like the multipliers and shit like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I love it though because each game like it goes a step further in improving it. Minus Origins because more or less it is a copycat of Arkham City's though, but I personally can't complain about it because Arkham City's combat was really good for what it was. So I mean, if you're gonna directly rip from it though, at least rip from a directly good game, So no complaints there.
I really want to play Oranges, no matter how much no matter how much it
I want to play some Oranges too.
So like because despite the backlash it's received from many fans, I really just want to play for the boss battles. They look so fun to play as, especially when I saw gameplay of Deathstroke, when I saw the
Deathstroke was a hell of a challenge.
The boss battles in Origins are so fucking good.
They're the best in the series.
Yeah, definitely.
I really wouldn't mind paying for a port on. Actually, no. Yeah, but anyways, yes, I would love to play the Origins.
Fucking the quickfire gadgets was such a great addition, I think, and then like
that was
the
honestly
tag
kind of
team.
needed.
Yeah, and then the tag team mechanics in Night were also pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, we switch characters are like on the fly for the most part. Like that was a
Yeah.
right nice addition.
Especially when you like go ahead.
Oh, okay, I was just gonna say I wish we could have had more though, because you basically have an AI partner that doesn't really matter until you do a tag team finisher. It would have been nice if there were a little bit more that you could do with them, but I really don't even know what that could be.
Imagine multiplayer.
Would have been awesome.
You know, Origins multiplayer wasn't that bad. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Wait, Oranges had
Oranges had
that's right.
multiplayer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it had multiplayer though, but honestly, it was only fun if you play as Batman and Robin. To be quite honest,
Nah,
did
man,
enjoy-
fucking playing as the gangsters was pretty cool too.
I didn't enjoy playing as them though because it felt so unnatural. Honestly, you spend most of the time beating the shit out of people as the characters, as Batman and Robin or whatever. So I'm like, play as the Thugs. So I was like, I can't fuck with this. I'd rather play as Batman and Robin.
No, yeah, the engine wasn't built for shooting, but I thought it was passable enough. I had a lot of fun playing it.
One thing
I couldn't play it because it like died within a week or so I couldn't get online. I remember just buying that game and I'm like, where they have an online component that they basically taunted and put out there, so I can't even get online because it's all dead. I would have liked to try it, but maybe I could find some videos to see how it looks and get an opinion from that.
When I
played it shut down.
Actually it's back up, but when I played it, it was fairly active. I still was able to get enough matches, and I mostly played as Batman because again I didn't like playing as the Thugs.
The way it was is that you basically had a 3-on-3 third-person shooter match between Joker's thugs and Bane's thugs, and then you had a third team of 2 people playing as Batman and Robin. And while the teams of thugs were trying to get kills, Batman and Robin were trying to get fear points by scaring the shit out of the dudes and fucking them up.
Yeah, basically Batman and Robin is there to split up the game war, but if you don't accumulate the points needed, one of the other team with the most kills will win and dominate the arena.
And at certain intervals, the teams will be able to play as the Joker or as Bane.
Oh yeah.
And so they'll have special weapons and extra health and all that shit.
I don't remember if you could directly fight them as Batman and Robin.
Yeah. I took out Bane as Adam West Batman. It was fucking great.
Nice.
Now,
I don't know, because see, the problem with that is I think people mostly buy these games for single player, let's be honest. So it was a hard sell for the multiplayer crowd. That's probably why it died out. But that does sound like a good idea for a potential side game. I know they had another Batman game that was a first-person shooter, Gotham City Imposters.
That game was fun.
Played it. I played it. That was legit fun, despite how weird it was.
All right, there was also an Arkham VR.
Oh, really?
We're not talking about that.
Only 2 hours long or something. Not even an hour.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was all detective mode, basically.
Now
real quick though, I want to point this out though. I think Arkham Origins would have been better if it was cooperative gameplay instead of competitive. Because think about it, imagine going against 100 thugs with 2 people going at fighting them off. I think that would be the more ideal way to have multiplayer as opposed to competitive. Because again, like Renegade pointed out, why would it have that type of multiplayer in a single player game?
Well, to be honest, with something like that, I would have actually liked that Arkham Knight than Origins, considering how in Knight you can switch characters.
But Knight wasn't out at the time, so you gotta keep it at the time.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Knight, one thing that I feel like Knight could have had or could have done was have more tag team battles where you can choose different characters.
Yeah.
There was this one of the last DLC missions had a stealth mission with Nightwing and Robin, and I wondered, it was a prey mission, the prey predator mission.
Yeah.
But one thing I was hoping to do was to have one of those battle simulators where you have Red Hood and Nightwing, or Nightwing and Robin and Tim, etc., and that would have been so nice. But then again, some of the moves like Batman, Azrael, and Batgirl, they have very, 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 very similar moves.
Yeah.
For
No, I think it would have been cool if they had done like co-op challenge maps.
That
If they had
would've
just
been
made
awesome,
those
shit.
co-op, that would have been cool. Like, I would buy a whole game of just challenge maps, but with all the fucking characters that have been playable thus far and multiplayer.
That'd be fucking
Yes.
awesome. Shit, I'll take that. Because
Yeah, like it
it's
wouldn't need to
later-
have a
it's-
story. Just give me a bunch of challenge maps.
It's a later
Yes.
question about our favorite characters and the challenge maps, but I think them creating that in Arkham City, it created an entirely new experience. Like a lot of people do combat challenges, they try to one up themselves. I remember I think it was a channel called like the Arkham channel where they did like entire
Yes.
runs in challenge modes. So that would be cool to bring back because a lot of people liked it and a lot of people really showed their enthusiasm for playing it.
No, hell yeah, and it'd be badass to go on Twitch and watch like two crazy ass Asian dudes playing the Iceberg Lounge like for 2 hours on One Life.
Yo, Ren, can
Yeah.
you imagine Danguri playing Arkham Knight?
Oh my fucking god, no I can't.
Now, now the combat in the entire Arkham franchise, it's one of my personal favorite because, in my opinion, from what I could see, and I try my best to pay close attention to the detail, I loved how each game was pretty much different. And Arkham Asylum, it was like sort of sluggish, but also a little bit fluid. And in Arkham City, it was more fluid than Asylum, and it felt really easy to like punch, counter, etc. And then in Origins, I love the combat in Origins because Origins, it shows before Batman learns the whole, moral code, don't hurt people too much, stuff like that. Because it looked like this Batman didn't give a fuck who he hurt. Cops, thugs, in his eyes, they were all the same. And I loved how it even showed how brutal the combat was. And then
I love that aspect for Batman. Like, he does not give a fuck.
And then because I even talked about it in my playthrough of City and Origins, because I noticed how in Origins it's more brutal because Batman, like I said, in that game, he had just recently started out, at least I think like 2-3 years as Batman 4.
It's basically Batman Year One.
Yeah,
It was 1 year.
Oh, yeah, that was true.
Yeah, and he's like I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck
I
who
thought
I hurt.
Oranges took 5 years before Asylum.
I think it does, but
Yeah.
the time where he starts is hard to pinpoint for me.
And
It's 4
know,
years. It's 4 years
Yes.
before Asylum. That's
And
his
then-
first Christmas as Batman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the things that I also found weird was Arkham Knight's Matter of Family DLC. Because didn't that take like a good few years before Asylum as well?
Oh,
All right,
I
no,
think
hold on.
so.
Let me put you like this. Ignore the timeline placement. That'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
maybe,
Because the whole
maybe that's
timeline thing is not confusing as hell.
That's
maybe
the
that's what.
easier
Maybe
way.
that's what
And
Maybe-
the thing I like about Arkham Knight's combat is that it was almost kind of like Origins combat, but not as brutal. It
It's
wasn't
brutal,
like
but not-
relentless. If that makes sense.
Yes, it
And
does.
I
I don't know. Look like Batman might have killed a few of those people.
Play with Red Hood, and your opinion will change forever.
and
One
I
thing
don't know.
that I
I liked how he was pushed. How it kind of looked like Batman was being pushed to the
Limits.
absolute limit. Yeah, because it was the same thing in Origin. Because Joker kept raving on about, I don't know, come on, kill me. What are you waiting for? You know I'm just gonna get out and kill again. To do it. And I like how he's trying to push him to kill him in Origins. Because I kind of like how that relationship between the two characters in Origins, how that all sparks after Joker falls and Batman rescues him. He's like, I wonder why did he rescue me? But he could have just let me die. And then when he gets sent to, Blackgate, not Arkham. When he gets sent to Blackgate, he's just thinking to himself, he's like, this is really puzzling. Why would he rescue a scumbag like me? For mere moments of dying. I don't know. I just love that aspect of it.
Yeah, how did we feel about that little segment where he's talking of Harleen and like you're inside his head and you're just fighting all those thugs and stuff? Like,
and you're playing as Red Hood? Oh, never mind.
Joker.
You play as
You play as you play as Red Hood, which is what oh sorry, I meant like the
original Red
one with
Hood
the-
Joker.
Yeah.
yes, that one. Sorry, the one with the
from
red cape
Killing
and
Joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was referring to the part of Origins when like he's talking about like his past and stuff with Harleen before she became Harley Quinn, and like you're inside his head and you're fighting those thugs while you're talking with her.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to, because that's the part where he's thinking to himself, because this is when Joker, like you said, is talking to Harley, but he's talking about Batman to her, but she
thought
thinks
she was
he's
talking to her.
about her, and that's why the whole relationship between the two kind of started.
Yeah.
And it looks like the day, like when Batman comes in and he saves her, like you didn't, like she seems sane, like you didn't expect her to like actually end up becoming Harley Quinn herself.
And it looked, I mean, when I saw that,
All right.
yeah, I mean, just one last thing, when I saw that scene and she's talking to Batman, it looked like she had that bit of disgust in her voice, like she wanted to protect Joker,
Mm-hmm.
but knew Batman would get it out of her no matter what.
Okay. And one more about the combat before we move on. I want to say I love the transition from Asylum to Arkham City, where they, you know how in like Arkham, the B or circle button was like some kind of cape thing,
Stun
like-
mechanic.
Stun
yes,
attack.
the mechanic.
Oh yeah,
And then they added the beatdown in Asylum. Yes, I loved the beatdown, especially when it was greatly improved for Red Hood. Like, you just throw a flash grenade and boom, you're shooting them.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright,
Okay, so,
who's a real number 4?
I guess I'll go.
Go ahead.
The Arkham series is known for also having various costumes implemented from the comics and movies. What costume was your favorite?
I have to say the '89 costume or the Dark Knight costume. In my
Nice.
opinion.
I got a controversial opinion. I do not like wearing the alternate costumes because
It feels
look
weird.
they look out of place
Out of
because how they
place.
made the costumes. Because they try to make it as accurate as possible, and they look kind of jarring. I mean, look at the '90s Batman animated series Batman costume. That looks strange as fuck. And around a world that looks realistic.
Okay, you guys remember that weird WB exclusive costume? Something about he looked like he looked really bright and multicolored. It was an Arkham Knight.
Oh, the Batman of Zurana.
Yes, that one.
I have not seen that one. Someone will have to post that to me.
It's like he's got like a red bodysuit and purple gloves. It's fucking ridiculous.
In
It sounds like
the
Whoa.
Pepper Print.
It's like an old school alternate universe version of Batman.
Is it Long Halloween or I think it's something else?
No,
I
it's not
can't
Long
remember.
Halloween. That's
okay,
the
that's just a
blue
lot
one.
to take in. I just saw that picture.
Let me see this.
Are you talking about New Earth Batman?
Mm.
Just
I
saw
think
that.
that's-
I found it.
I thought
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
yeah, because this is what
Yeah, there you go.
because this is what I found too.
This is what it looks like in game.
A lot to say again.
Yeah, so Batman's like, "Do I really look that gay?" And he's like, "Well, yes."
Pepper
Yeah.
Print.
I'm gonna keep it simple. The Batman Beyond suit.
Yes.
Actually enjoyed it
God,
because
yeah.
like it looks so.
In Arkham Knight.
In Arkham City.
Oh.
I don't know. Just looks so badass. Just looks so badass and like a game kind of bleak as Arkham City.
I cannot unsee Terry wearing the suit though, because Batman is too bulky for that suit. It fits him by more sleek. Now, I'm not sure if you guys heard of the game called Justice League Heroes. That was on like back on the 6th generation consoles. Batman had his own variation of the Batman Beyond suit, and it fit his frame perfectly. He had a cape, and everything, utility belt, all that. It was designed around his physique rather than just being straight ripped from Terry's. I wish I could find a screenshot because this game doesn't have many screenshots of the in-game costumes and whatnot, but it's a really, really good costume.
There's a couple of costumes that I thought were really good. There was one that was in Arkham Knight. I think it was the only costume that was exclusive to PS4. It was
3000.
I think
3000.
So. That was
the
where we had
red one.
Yeah, that one was. It looked really fucking. It used like that whole overdone red and black color scheme without looking like it was trying to be edgy, which I thought was really really sweet.
Yes.
But the only one I would put above that was the Sinestro Corps Batman in Arkham City.
And admittedly, I do like that costume a lot though, even though again it looks jarring considering how they trying to make it accurate.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. But I do like Sinestro Batman.
No, yeah, I think the black on yellow looks really fucking good.
Actually, you know what? This one costume I did like using a lot was Catwoman's long Halloween. That's because I keep staring at her ass all the time. So I gotta be honest around here.
Well, yeah, I mean that's why I would use the Batman Beyond one.
Wait. Okay, costumes. This is a bit of a tough one for me. Especially, I'm stuck between because like Justice League 3000 for Arkham Knight and the Beyond suit in Arkham Knight. Those were my probably top picks for Batman, and then for Nightwing, I was stuck between the New 52 and original his base costume. As for Tim Drake, I would always go for the New 52. I'm still surprised that they didn't add a suit with a hood for Tim Drake, to be honest. And yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, also the Harley Quinn suit.
That was a part of the game?
Yeah. It was added like a couple of weeks after Season of Infamy. Rocksteady did a poll which one to add between the Arkham Knight skin or the Harley Quinn classic skin. So and then like later on they just said, fuck it, why not do both?
All right, we all good here? Like, we can answer the question. Good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna read number 5. How would you rank all the Arkham titles from best to worst? No, I'll go first. Now, this is actually pretty easy though. The best one for me is definitely would be City or Origins. It's a mix up because City, wow, objectively speaking, you could argue it was a better game. I feel like Origins did a lot of things that were better than City. Like I did like the Arkham aesthetic. Gotham aesthetic more than any other game. I like the bosses more. The whole detective vision, little puzzle things like CSI shit. That was really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, give it that.
And the game had Deathstroke. And the game had Deathstroke. My least favorite is Arkham Asylum. Not because it's a bad game. I want to iterate. I ain't saying none of these games are bad. The reason why I put Arkham Asylum at the bottom because A, it's the first and didn't age the best compared to the other ones because they improved the formula drastically. It had the worst bosses. The area was kind of small, although I mean nothing wrong with that. It's Arkham Asylum, so you gotta stick to the program.
Okay,
and the narrative. I'm not done yet. The narrative was, in my opinion, was the weakest one because they had a lot going for it. But that's it. So overall, yeah, best is toss up between Origins and City. Least is Asylum. Not because they're bad. It's just because of reasons I explained.
Okay. So me personally, I want to say Arkham City because it just has this, this aesthetics that you just want to. Damn, it's like one of those games where you just can't really find a good explanation as to why you like it. But as for my least favorite, I'm gonna have to go with Arkham Knight, even though it is my very first impression. One of the definitely weakest points Arkham Knight had was the bosses, which I really, really disliked, especially when it came to Deathstroke's side mission, one of DC's greatest hand-to-hand combatants in a tank fight. And like at the end of the fight, he hops out and is simply one-punched. Nothing else after. And then when it comes to Jason's or Red Hood's boss fights, it's really just another stealth mission where you just grapple up there. No hand to hand, not much hand to hand or much as was seen in Origins.
Should I go?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Arkham City as well for favorites. It's like the premise they had for it was really good. Like on one hand, you got Hugo Strange threatening to reveal your identity that you're Bruce Wayne. On the other hand, you got the Joker, who is now poisoned you with his blood, and now is about to poison all of the rest of Arkham. And not only are you dealing with both of them, but you have to deal with like literally everyone you have encountered that is in Arkham City with you. You have to deal with all of them, and honestly, the boss fights in there are actually pretty good. Especially, I know we're gonna get into this topic later, but I'm just gonna say right now, Mr. Freeze definitely. I was impressed with that one. Now I know this one's kicking a dead dog, but Arkham Origins. I'm sorry. Just like you said, none of these games are bad, but I was disappointed with the twists that they put in Arkham Origins because the game They went out saying it's all about Black Mask and what he's doing right now with these assassins. But then plot twist, it's Joker and he's here. And honestly, for me, it just went downhill from there because I don't know. It's just something about that twist that just put me off of it.
That I do not disagree with you with because that was easily the most disappointing aspect of Arkham Origins, if not one of the most disappointing aspects of this franchise. Is the fact that it wasn't dedicated towards Black Mask. I did have an issue of Joker being in the game, but he should have been a side character or did his own thing. And Black Mask did his own thing with assassins. And most of the assassins weren't even prevalent inside the story mode itself.
They felt more like side missions, honestly.
Yeah, most of them were side missions. The important ones either got killed off, Executioner, or ABC happened. So I would agree with you on that from a story perspective, though. From that standpoint, yeah, Arkham Origins is disappointing in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, the Arkham series is pretty much about Joker and Batman battling out. Joker's always been the prominent one. So
I know that, though,
honest,
but the thing is,
I'd rather have Joker as an enemy than Black Mask. Black Mask, he's way too bland. But here's the problem, though. Batman always touts to have the best role gallery, but they always hit the Joker in as the main front, though. Would it be nice to have somebody else give Batman a challenge as opposed to having Joker do everything? Look at Arkham Knight, though. Freaking Scarecrow did more damage than Joker could do in his entire lifetime, to be quite honest.
Hell yeah, dude.
I mean, Joker just took everything as a joke, though, and Joker tried to get Batman to kill. That's why they always had him there.
Yeah, that's all good and all, though, but he's a repeat villain that doesn't change at all. We don't get anybody else to give a chance to actually steal the spotlight, which is why I'm glad to kill them off in City, because now we have Scarecrow, who did a lot of damage and was a bigger threat than Joker, which is why, I'm more in favor of not having Joker in everything, because truth be told, he doesn't need to be in everything.
No, yeah, like
I mean, there's
on
that
there's a point
ground.
when this character gets played
But
out.
how did we feel about that whole Clayface twist? Honestly,
I thought it was pretty neat, actually. No, I didn't see that coming at all. But then again, though, if you were paying attention, though, and look at the X-ray vision thing, they gave it away right there and then early in the game. So,
and then there was an Easter egg when Joker is talking to you, and you hear someone coughing in the background. That's obviously Joker, and like the Joker in front of the room didn't cough at all. So that was another probably dead giveaway.
And not only that, but also, Harley's like, "Oh, Mr. J, you look so healthy. Oh, wait, that's not you, is it?" And you hear Joker in the background just yelling out, "Shut up, Harley!"
yeah, I never caught all that.
Okay, but also the ending to Arkham City. Were we really glad when that came? Because like I was shocked. Like, did they really just go there? Did they really just kill off like the counterpart to Batman?
Actually, I was quite okay with it.
It was a bit redundant, especially when you realize they're going to use them entirely, anyways, in Arkham Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at least I could get them a little leeway. It is only a hallucination, not him being the main focus. Although I wish he wasn't in the game at all, personally.
Same here.
I could live with that instead of him being the main villain.
Joker in Arkham Knight.
Let's see. To be honest, I would have to say my favorite would be, like, number one would be Arkham City. I would say Asylum, but I just remembered all the great scenes in City. I loved how you had more room to play with. You could now use the grappling hook to basically pull an enemy towards you and clothesline them, which is one of my favorite moves in the series. Let's see. You could do more combos with the gadgets, and just the whole thing about, Hugo Strange. Just the fact that you're going through this entire game, and if you're the type of person that like I am, I always try to put the character's mind into my body and be like, okay, this crazy dude knows my secret. What the fuck do I do now? And I just love that. I loved how Joker was, dying slowly because of what happened at Arkham Island. How it was kind of like closing the arc between the two characters, Batman and Joker. And like, I don't know. It's like hard to describe. It's like it had even more story than Asylum did. Asylum just introduced us to Batman and Joker, pretty much, reintroduced us to them. And then in City, that's when things started picking up a lot. Now, for second, I would have to go with. This one's a hard one. Very hard one. I'd have to go with Asylum, to be honest. And, I mean, I don't know. I like the way that the game played. I love how it felt. I felt like it was a great introduction to the series. The only thing I didn't really like was that I felt like the boss was too easy. But then again, I think a lot of games in that era that it came out in, bosses were kind of almost easy to beat anyways. And third would have to be Arkham Origins. Pretty much because I love seeing brutal Batman. The Batman that just does not give a fuck. Mm-hmm. Batman that just looks a cop in the eye and says, "Night, night." I just love that. And lastly, now this one was really difficult to choose. but I chose Night. Like, unfortunately, I loved Night, to be honest. I felt like it was a great conclusion to the series, and I just felt like it was like out of all the games, that was the darkest game I've ever played in the series. The fact that Scarecrow is, has just trying to poison the entire city, trying to expose Batman as well, pretty much. And I don't know. I think it was also because of the way it was designed, like the graphics, the lighting, the shading. It just felt really dark, and that really helped capture it, especially the music. But that's my take on the series.
All right, we didn't go yet.
I mean, I didn't.
Down to the next question. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Have fun.
All right, so I think my favorite one is probably Arkham Origins. I think it combines the best of every game into one package, which makes it ironic that like a lot of people gave it shit when it came out. I think that mostly came down to people just wanting a continuation of the story of Arkham City because of the big ass cliffhanger it left us on. But and the fact that it wasn't done by the same people. But I think Arkham Origins had the great combat from City. It had a better environment, I think, than City. I think our Gotham in the wintertime was a lot more fun to explore and just a lot more interesting to look at. The boss fights were the best in the whole fucking series. They're fucking amazing. The premise for the story is way fucking cooler than anything the other games did, I think. Because I mean, it's his first year as Batman. He's only fighting like bullshit mob bosses and all this crap. Black Mask, like it's just the dude in the mask. No one gives a shit. He puts this hit on him, and the top assassins from all over the world just come to Gotham in that one night to kill him. That's.
Can I interject real quick? We have a question related to Arkham Origins, so if you have any more doubts about it, though, make sure you save it for the next question, because that's probably going to be the biggest one we got.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's that premise is incredible. Yeah. It sets up the conflict so well that I think that one was the one I was the most excited to play out of all of them. For second, what's up?
I apologize greatly for interrupting you, but you're answering the next question.
Wait, am I?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see. So which question are we on right now?
We were on 5. What's the best and worst Arkham game?
Yeah, we're on 5 though, but the reason why I stepped in and said like hold your thoughts on Origins though, because I think that'd be better for the next question as opposed to saying it now.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure everybody gonna give thoughts out on Origins in the next question, because that's probably our biggest one, which is why I interjected that time. So my apologies.
All right, hold on.
But yeah, just continue on when you.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought we were ranking them in order.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are though. I'm saying like no, don't go into full detail yet on Origins, though. Just give your recent favorite and favorite game. So, but
like, you have a heavily strong opinion.
Yeah, like basically,
Arkham, and it's really good.
Yeah, basically give Cliff Notes version.
Oh no, yeah, I was about to go to the next game right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so for a second, it would actually be a tie between City and Night, because I think what both of those games do better than the other one, they do a lot better. Night was a lot more fun to explore. Using the Batmobile was a lot of fun. Like I didn't mind the fucking tank battles, except for the Deathstroke shit. That was stupid. the thing is, though, is that because they used all of the good villains in City, they couldn't really use them in Night, so that's one big thing that puts City up, that City has overnight. But I enjoyed them both about the same. I thought they were both great, and then least favorite would be Asylum.
Do you guys want me to read off number 6 if everyone's done 5?
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead and read it off.
All right. Batman Arkham Origins received a lot of flack for various bugs and glitches, and it's usually discredited by fans who will go as far. It shouldn't be canon. What was your honest opinion on Arkham Origins?
Personally, I really want to play it. The boss fights look astounding.
Now, let's see. For me, I liked Arkham Origins for what it was. Sure, there were some things that didn't fit in the continuity. I mean, it was still enjoyable, in my opinion. I mean, the one thing I didn't like was the Harley and Joker thing. I felt like that was just thrown right in there, just out of nowhere. But I kind of like the whole idea that, she's like, oh, Joker's talking about me. Oh, yay. But in reality, Joker's just talking about Batman. In my opinion, the bugs and the glitches, it didn't bother me personally. It wasn't like one of those things where, oh, well, damn, I'm going to have to take this disc out and put it back in, stuff like that. I liked it, and I loved how Joker kept pushing Batman to kill him. I don't know. I always liked that part, but
All right.
I don't know.
Oh, good. Well, for me personally, I said before, I really do like Origins. It's tied with City as my favorite. Now, I do agree with the fans saying it shouldn't be canon, only on the premise of that it does not fit with the canon too well. Personally, what really hurt Origins is because it had an Arkham title in it. It shouldn't call it Arkham Origins. You should actually call this Black Gate because Arkham Asylum didn't exist yet, technically. That would have been a better title for this game and let it do its own thing as opposed to trying to shoehorn it into the Arkham verse and trying to get extra money out of it. Now, I personally haven't faced any bugs or glitches because I did play it technically post-patch because I got it around, I wouldn't say like a year or so after the game came out at Target, so I had a good experience. But all in all, though, I really, really do like Origins. I found the Gotham setting much more enjoyable, just like Gotham itself. Like in wintertime with thugs running around, I prefer that over what we had in City, though, which is just an isolated prison. Or what Asylum did, not Asylum, Night. Although, I didn't mind that setting either for Night because, criminals overcame and overrun Gotham into the ground. I didn't mind that, but...
Yeah, because Origins had more snow than Arkham City did.
Yeah, if it's basically had its own identity in a way that kept Gotham clean as opposed to seeing it just being destroyed for the second time since City and then going to Night. Gotham got fucked.
Yeah.
And also give us the best boss fights in the whole franchise. So much variety, going from Shiva, Deathstroke, even Bane, especially the TN1 Bane. Yeah, you can't fight him straight up. He will kill your ass.
Yeah, I did like that. My favorite was, to be honest, Deathstroke because the music, you just hear... Tss, tss,
and it's Deathstroke. Yes. That alone is a reason for a win.
Yeah, indeed. I think I got all my points out. How about Gummy Shark? Want to go ahead and just pour your heart out for Origins if you didn't do it already?
Yeah, I think that was pretty much all I had to say because I mean, just the story setup that they had, I thought was a lot more compelling than what the other ones had going into it. It was it's one of those kinds of stories where it literally has a boss battle like structure, kind of like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, or like the Warriors or something like that, where you have to watch your protagonist basically go up against a series of iconic enemies. And it was a great who's who that when they had these assassins be actual Batman villains. And it really helped to up the ante because this is a new Batman. He hasn't been doing this very long, and now he's going to fight all of these really dangerous people on the same night. I think the addition of the full crime reconstruction in the detective mode, when you would have like the specific crime scenes that you would have to investigate and literally reconstruct the entire crime, I thought that was a great addition that helped further it. Because you had like the detective aspects in the other games where you had to track Gordon by his tobacco and shit like that.
Yeah, they went above and beyond to actually have this VR setting where you literally need to dissect every type of thing possible to solve the crime. I wish I had more of that though, because that was part of the best part. Is that detective mode?
No, definitely that was really fucking cool. The boss fights were just
definitely one of the things I did like about Origins though was the little subtle hint about Raish. I did love that when what's her name? I forgot her name already. Oh yeah, Shiva. My mind's a blank tonight. When Shiva, after they fought, she was like, "Oh, my master told me about you. He has," I think she was like, he has plans for you, and I'm like, is she talking about Raish? Because I saw her moves and everything like that. Her warriors. It just reminded me of Raish.
You do fight Shiva in twice actually in the Initiation DLC. It's ironic that Bruce Wayne met Shiva years ago before Batman did. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh, see ya, Gummy.
Oh yeah, see you, man.
All right, yeah.
We're all.
Before you go, plug your social media.
Oh, okay, yeah. So just look for Gummy Shark Guy. You can find me on Instagram with that name. YouTube channel, same thing. Twitter, same thing. Sex offender registry, same thing.
Wait, what?
You all have a good
I think
night?
that was meant to throw us off. All right.
You all have a good night. I apologize for having to duck out, but duty calls. So yeah, a lot of fun talking with you guys though.
Okay, quick question. Okay, yep, I found you're the only one whose name is Gummy Shark Guy. Found you.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I'll see you guys.
See you, Duck.
See ya.
See you, Duck. You called him a duck before he left. Excellent.
I'm a shark.
Oh man.
Did everyone?
I still haven't said much about Origins, but I don't know. Like, even though I said like it was bad because, honestly, it was bad because that whole plot was a Joker. But honestly, I have to give it credit for trying to be like a decent origin story for Batman. Kind of coming into his own. Like, he doesn't have his own moral. He's just beating the shit out of anyone and everyone. He's trying to just prove that he's the good guy and he wants to help. I do have to give her credit for their boss battles and stuff. Definitely, I do love the Deathstroke one, and the assassins weren't too bad actually. That Copperhead one actually had me tripping and stuff. I actually really enjoyed that one as well. Other than that, though, why I don't like because the plot twists. I'll just give it credit for kind of being like really fun and coming into its own. We good?
We good? All right. Everybody got a question up?
Anybody else?
Answer up.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Numbers.
7. Okay, I'm going to read this off, and I'm not going to answer this one because I was playing afterwards. What's your favorite gadget in the Arkham games? All of them have their own usefulness, and I don't have a personal favorite per se, unless besides explosive gel. But again, it's kind of hard to pick out your favorite though, because all of them have their own uses in some way or fashion. So
I'm gonna have to say
skip this one.
Personally, I'm gonna have to say I'm stuck between the explosive gel, because self-explanatory. The freeze bombs, also self-explanatory, and also the grappling hook, because as who said it earlier? Somebody said something about clotheslining.
Me.
Yep, those are my top 3.
Okay, I've got to go with the classic, the Batarang. Honestly, it's just a pure thing. Like, it's the most iconic weapon ever. It can do everything, like hit switches, cover ups, and knock people down, and give you time to hit them and stuff. And you can use it anywhere, vantage points, wherever you are. It's just it's a classic, and it's useful for everything.
Yeah. It's difficult because I like the explosive gel because of some of the sequences. Like in Origins, where the Black Mask's thug is just he's gone, scared him away, and then Batman just goes to the vent, goes to the other side. There's a wall right there separating Batman and the thug, and he just sprays the gel on, and then he explodes the wall. I love that.
I don't know how any of them haven't died from that.
I like the Batarang. It's the basic Batman tool. But I have to say, I really do like the grapple gun. Just all of a sudden, just do the quick action. Just go clothesline, bitch. And it's that's one of the most easy ways to take out someone while keeping your combo. First, what I usually do is throw batarangs, quick throw batarangs, and then I use the grapple, and then I clothesline, so no one comes and attacks me.
All right, we answer this question. We all good here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Before we move on to number 8, though, I have a personal question for all of you. I'm sure you guys seen all the trailers and whatnot for the Arkham games leading up to night, right?
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite trailer, cinematic
Arkham
trailer
City.
of all them on? Arkham City.
Oranges.
I
had to go for oranges.
I gotta go with Origins as well.
That Batman v Deathstroke v Deadshot v basically.
Yeah, that was definitely the best one in my opinion. Just that fight scene alone was amazing.
I just like seeing Batman kick the
dude in nuts.
wait,
Kicked him right in the balls on the rooftop. That was funny. All right, well, thank you. Oh, what about Renegade? What's your favorite on trailer?
My favorite what?
Trailer of the
Your favorite
Arkham,
cinematic trailer?
It would have to be either Origins, where Batman is fighting Deathstroke. I thought that was really fucking cool, in the warehouse and shit where they're throwing down. I also really, even though it was CGI, and most of these good Batman trailers are, I really liked when they were showing off Arkham Knight for the first time with father to son, and you had that monologue with Thomas Wayne talking to Bruce leaving the letter and is playing while he's doing all this shit as Batman. Oh man, I love that trailer so much. The music was great too. And then they flash some Harley Quinn DLC at the end, and I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna have to buy this because pre-order bonuses, DLC, all that shit, WB.
All right. Well, I guess we go move to number 8 then.
All right.
Also read it off.
Let's see. I got it.
Okay.
If you had one negative to cite about the Batman Arkham franchise that can be easily fixed, what would it be? Jason Todd, easily.
Jason Todd.
I have to say the writing. Some of the writing was a little bit off, in my opinion.
But the franchise as a whole, timeline, writing-wise, is so convoluted, though. It's ridiculous. Especially when you include Origin into the mix and then the side stuff like the comic books and whatnot. It just gets
and
like
then and then by what you call Matter of Family DLC, you add that in there.
And also Assault on Arkham, because apparently that's canon towards the Arkhamverse.
Assault on Arkham?
Yeah.
Damn.
What?
AKA the first Suicide Squad movie.
That was way better than the actual Suicide Squad.
I mean, anything is fair.
I only saw like one clip, not gonna lie.
That movie's
like,
lit, man. You gotta watch it.
Deadshot versus Joker. That was like the only clip I saw, to be honest. But I plan to watch it eventually.
The only thing I saw from that was the fact that Harley jumped Deadshot.
Oh yeah.
What was the whole Yahtzee thing?
Yahtzee.
No. Okay, but back on topic of what I would fix. I definitely say like less mandatory tank sections in Arkham Knight. Those were like way too repetitive and like they even got like way too stressful at times.
Oh no, it never got stressful. It just got boring. To be honest.
Yeah.
Like because of how they have these lines that show when the missiles are like when enemy missiles are coming, you can just simply dodge out of the way. Like it wasn't hard. It was just boring, especially when you have to do it like for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I could have done without that.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool though to drive around Batmobile. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it is though, but still kind of mediocre.
Yeah, I'm still not getting how no one died.
Batman doesn't give a fuck. Hey, Renegade, what about you? What's your
my personal headcanon? Okay.
Oh, what happened? I heard headcanon and I'm like, what, Batman?
Okay. So my personal headcanon is that Batman actually has a superpower that he can, like, no matter how hard he hits people, they just cannot die. He shoots a rubber missile at like 350 miles per hour to their neck. They won't die. He runs them over. They won't die.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna lie about that. When he put the card to that guy's head, I kept holding on to the button like, come on, just push a little forward. Push a little forward. Come on, just a little forward. Why won't you die?
I run them over. They won't die. Like, I can just go and take one and then run over their unconscious bodies.
That's such bullshit that they don't die when you run over. Like, damn, you get hit by that car, you're literally gonna explode.
I just saw something really interesting about a matter. It was actually mentioned in Arkham Knight when Batman was hallucinating when he saw what possibly happened because he wasn't there to see Barbara getting shot in the spine. But it says Batgirl saves Commissioner, and that makes me think that kind of makes me think like a Matter of Family happened like a couple of months to a year before Arkham Asylum, because in Arkham Asylum it was Oracle. No, it was Oracle.
Yeah, she's a full adult in Arkham Asylum, which she's Oracle in that though. So I get the timeline displacency doesn't make any sense either. We include the DLC and Origins.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was about to say Oracle. I think Origins is its own thing. Like WB Games Montreal get their foot in the door. I don't know. Let's see.
We're good here on number 8.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Also read number 9.
I got it.
Okay.
The Batman Arkham series had various side missions and references to things in the comics that can be found in various areas. What was your favorite side mission and Easter egg?
Oh, this is actually pretty hard.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have to say Arkham Knight's season of infamy. I'm really stuck between Killer Croc side mission and Ra's al Ghul's side mission. Ra's al Ghul's side mission is because
The feels.
what I like about this, yes, like the decision that Batman has to make, whether he should, because he always sticks by his code no matter what, even with what has Ra's al Ghul done in the past. But when you do decide to indirectly kill him, even after he's like taken to the police station, what Ra's al Ghul says to Batman will always be like something that'll be remembered, like one of the best last lines.
Because that reminds me a lot of that reminds me a lot of Batman Begins, when Raish and Bruce is fighting on the train and everything.
Yes.
And he's like, I will kill you, but I don't have to save you. And I that one line will always stick in my mind. And when I play Arkham Knight and I play that Raish side mission, I always think back to that scene when Batman ends up taking him to the station, because that's what it reminds me a lot of. The whole, I'm not gonna kill you like you want me to, but
I'm not gonna let you live.
I'm not gonna save you.
Like the thing about the Killer Croc's season of infamy mission is that I actually felt bad for Killer Croc for being, an experimental subject and such. Hearing literally any type of person becoming that kind of a scientific subject, it always has that feeling sense of wrong. Also, my personal favorite Easter eggs is the multiple multiple conversations in Arkham Knight that are having such references to Superman, and also the secret mission, or not the secret mission, but the mission where you play as Hush, when you get calls from Kathy Kane and even Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, because they even have the building LexCorp.
Also, Oliver Queen's Queen's Consolidated, right? Where you see his
believe so.
building a couple of times.
Now with me, the side mission, I like the Raish. When Raish returns, you see him like more weak than he was in City. And I liked how his story arc with Batman just came to an end. And my favorite Easter egg, it would have to be the Superman, like Christopher Reeve reference. Because there's a place in Arkham Knight called Otisburg. And in the first Superman movie, Lex had a henchman, or an assistant, if you will, either way, a lackey, named Otis. and he had written something on Lex's map, his name, but he just said Otisburg, and he's like, because Lex looks down at the map and he sees Otis's name, because everything's like Lex this, Lex that, like Lexburg, stuff like that, and he's like, Otisburg, and he just looks at Otis, and he just says it again with more anger. And I like that little reference that they added to it, because I'm a big fan of Christopher Reeve. I loved him as Superman, so I like that, and I liked how they threw in LexCorp as well.
I guess I'm going to go next. I guess my favorite Easter egg is in reference to all Batman 89 Easter eggs. Because Batman 89 was my first Batman movie, and I have so much nostalgia from that. When Batman actually kills somebody on movies, in the movie screen. So yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia for that. And to see like the blimps from that movie in Arkham City was really, really cool. But my favorite side quest, this is a really, really hard one. I guess anything with Mr. Freeze, because to see him reunite with his wife at night, and also, of course, you saving her, the feels were real.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Freeze is probably an unfortunate character, especially when he became a thing in Injustice 2.
Oh, that's right. He's like Captain Cold's revamped skin.
Yes, bro. Nobody gave a fuck about life in that game.
But so Mr. Freeze, though, that's I think it was called Cold Heart. I think that's what.
Yes, Origin.
Yeah,
Origin.
yeah. His DLC was really good. Cold Heart.
It was in Arkham. I meant the one in
Oranges.
I mean, no. I forgot the name.
He's talking about the side
Arkham
mission
Knight.
in the season of Infamy.
Yeah, because Arkham Knight, that's the DLC that sticks out to me when Nora is just like, pretty much, I don't want you to save me. I just want to enjoy the time that I have left with you. And I'm like, my heart. Oh, the feels.
Well, not gonna lie, Mr. Freeze's best design, for my personal opinion, is the best one in the Batman from 2007.
The Batman what?
The Batman, you know the
the Batman. That was made in 2004. But
back then.
Yeah, I agree. That was a really, really, really badass design. He didn't need a gun. The powers were just organic inside of him. He could shoot it out at will. That was a really, really cool interpretation of Mr. Freeze, but he was more of a dog in that version. You need to get out of here.
Everybody freeze.
From Terminator to Mr. Freeze, this man got a record.
The Ice Age.
Okay. Another thing which I think about it, but I love the Mad Hatter side mission in Arkham Origins. Like, that was like one of the most trippy things I had ever seen in my life, honestly. Like, the minute you go in there, it just turns into it's like Alice Madness Returns. Like, it was like a creepy ass version of Wonderland.
I mean,
I think of Mad Hatter.
I'm pretty sure that was I'm not I don't know too much about Mad Hatter, but you know, if somebody was like him was related to Batman in some sort of way, I kind of would expect it to be creepy and yeah.
Yeah, 'cause Mad Hatter actually thinks he's Mad Hatter from Alice.
Didn't he actually capture a girl named Alice?
Yep.
As far as Easter eggs go, pregnancy tests in Arkham City, Harley Quinn's Revenge DLC. Like that was like the most darkest thing I ever saw in my life. It was like you see that one thing was a pregnancy test, and you see all these little negative ones, and you got one or two options. First one was false, or Harley Quinn miscarried, and Batman was to blame for that.
So it was like the Joker throwing bricks at the wall. Because I hear that in the background.
No.
Yeah, okay. We know it's you bastard, but all right, I'm just kidding. But I really wanted to interject really quickly and say I think for the Harley pregnancy test thing, that was like debunked in the later game, right? Wasn't it like debunked at night? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the box, when you zoom into it the best that you can, it pretty much, but just because it says positive doesn't mean that positive. It can still be negative. And a lot of people are saying that after losing Joker, that she had a miscarriage because of all the stress.
But so it's like such a dark thing because, like, you know, when you first meet Harley, Batman literally just plows her into the side of a wall. Like, you know, like it's so dark that Batman could have like caused her to miscarriage like that.
I'm trying to remember, depending on how far the person is in the pregnancy, it's hard for that person to get a miscarriage.
And it looked like Harley was still pretty flat in the stomach, so if she was pregnant, it would be hard to tell.
Correct me if I'm wrong though, but isn't like the what's the DLC called again for Arkham
City?
Yeah. What's the DLC called again for
Harley's Revenge?
Harley's Revenge. Isn't that a couple weeks or is it a couple months after City? Because it is possible for that
definitely after
time
the
span.
event because like it's after Joker's death and Harley's taking
Yeah,
revenge.
but how long? How long is it?
It's right after the events of City.
I want to say at least a couple of days. I would assume.
I don't remember though. Cause I know what they did say, like it was either weeks or maybe months. But that was plenty of time to have a miscarriage from all that, considering like what she's going through and what she's been through.
And not only that, sorry to interrupt you, but what you brought was a pretty good thing to bring up, because if you go in that manager's office, you will see a bunch of pregnancy tests that reads off negative. Like all of them are negative.
That's pretty unsanitary too, now I think about it.
It's depressing, to be honest.
Honestly, it honestly is, because if she really was pregnant and she had just lost Joker and lost the baby, I can see why Harley had just spiraled out of control at that moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's unfortunate, really.
See. Okay, we all did number 9, right?
Let me see.
We're done here, right? Sorry, I zoned out.
Yeah, we just did this.
Okay. Number 10.
Who was your favorite? Go ahead.
So, who was your favorite boss in the Batman Arkham series? And you can only choose 2.
Yeah, I can't say anything on this one because Arkham Knight's my only full one, and I didn't experience all of Arkham City yet or Arkham Asylum, so I'm gonna miss this one out.
Mine is pretty straightforward and obvious. It's Deathstroke. I mean, come on, it's pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And this one might come to a surprise though, but TN1 Bane from Arkham Origins as well.
Not really a surprise.
I like the reason why I picked that one over most other ones is either, god dang it, I know you say only pick 2 though, but it's either TN1 Bane or Mr. Freeze from City. It's one of those 2. Because Mr. Freeze is, is an ever-changing fight, because once you perform one task, it won't work a second time. It's kind of like the Doomsday effect for Mr. Freeze. And for T1 Bane, I like this not a straightforward fight like it was in the other games because he will kill you if he gets a hold of you. So I like that you legit need to stuff your way through it and catch him by surprise.
I gotta have to say that for Mr. Freeze on Arkham City, definitely because you have to change the strategy every time. And Deathstroke was definitely a really good challenge in Arkham Origins, honestly. I gotta say.
You have no idea how much I'd give to get my hands on oranges.
For me, I'd have to say Titan Enhanced Bane and Mr. Freeze Arkham City because
Titan Bane, like from Asylum?
no Titan Enhanced, like from Origin. I just call it Enhanced.
That's called TN1 Bane.
Oh yeah, my mind's blank tonight.
Oh wait, so in Arkhamverse, the thing that Bane injects himself with is Titan, not Venom.
No, he has Venom though, but the one in Origins is a more potent one and more dangerous.
Okay.
Venom form, which is
called.
Because
oh my god, I'm retarded. This was expanded in Asylum.
Yeah,
because that's what Bane was working on.
Yeah, that's when Bane got like super fucking huge. He's big in Origins, but he's like a fucking refrigerator in Arkham Asylum and the other games. And it's like, what happened? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, but the one in Asylum though is something completely different. It's a mixture of what Bane's Venom and something else, which created the Titan formula, which is why it's called Titan. Then, of course, in City, it's its original formula.
Yep. Now, the reason why I picked Mr. Freeze, Arkham City, and TN1 Bane, Arkham Origins, is because I loved how you could not twice.
Did I what?
I loved how you could only use the tactic at least once. Like I don't know when I think back to Mr. Freeze in Arkham City and he's taken out, like for example, if you electrify the water that he's standing in and he gets knocked down and he just takes out the switch and everything like that. I always think about that one scene. I know everyone hates this movie, but Batman and Robin.
Superman?
No, Batman and Robin when he says "You're not me to the cooler." I always think about that one scene. So I don't know. That's why I like it, because you actually had to think, especially with TN1 Bane, because you could not just run up there, stun him. You had to think smart. You had to think carefully.
You had to
time it. Hiding in vents, putting down like no, I don't think explosive gel is actually even you had to utilize half of your gadgets, which I loved. So that's why I choose those two bosses.
Nice. Okay, number 11.
Oh, did everyone say their favorite
boss? No, I didn't.
Wait. Oh, never mind. That was
favorite.
Went.
Yeah, I didn't say my favorite boss yet.
Thought about that.
Okay, so favorite bosses in the Batman series. Obviously, for me, is Deathstroke. I really, really love the different combinations and the variety of that fight. Sword fighting, you can knock off his fucking helmet, and it just gets crazier from there. Just how it keeps rising in tension is one of those interesting things. But no, Arkham Knight turns that boss into an entire tank battle, and I'm like, what the fuck going on?
I mean,
this is not Deathstroke.
Yeah, that's why I like the Arkham Origins joke. Like when fighting, taunting you. However, it was like he was also teaching you at the same time.
Yeah, it is some people that will say, oh, Deathstroke is a master assassin and Batman's in year one. How the hell did he beat him? But like I said, in terms of the fight itself, not even talking about like story context, I did really enjoy it, and I think that should be like a cornerstone of like good boss battles where it just keeps building up in tension. Another boss.
Ren, I want to interject something real quick before you go on to the next one. For starters, though, Batman Bruce Wayne was able to trade hands with Shiva and actually beat her before he became Batman. So it's not unrealistic for him, at least in the Arkhamverse, to go toe to toe with Deathstroke, considering that Shiva is arguably a better fighter than him.
It sucks though, man. Like Deathstroke has been training for like 20 years, and I'm so disappointed he lost.
But I'm not sure he had the same training he's received that Shiva had.
Yeah, because again, Shiva is the better fighter than Deathstroke, despite being younger. I mean, because her training was more potent, and Batman Bruce Wayne was able to trade hands and actually beat her. So that should tell you right there.
Wasn't Deathstroke?
Well, if okay, go ahead.
I was about to say, wasn't Deathstroke like a part of a failed experiment?
Well,
he's a pseudo super soldier himself. He's technically like Captain America, but not.
That's another thing. Like, I just think that it's kind of wasted potential that it's the only time in the game where you actually fight him instead of having that sort of Devil May Cry Virgil boss fight where Batman might lose one and then he gets stronger, he learns, and then he goes to the next fight. He gets a little bit better, but he doesn't really beat him. It's a tie. And then...
The last match is going to be Batman v Deathstroke, where Batman gets a bit of an upper edge.
Yeah, I mean,
I see what you're getting at.
Oh God, Batman v Deathstroke.
Like wasted potential.
Yeah,
you guys remember when the Batman movie that was supposed to release this year, which had Deathstroke in it?
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy actually looks the part. I will say one positive about that. He looks really good as Deathstroke.
It's funny how he played as Flash Thompson and Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was Flash, but I just wish it was a better climactic thing. Like, but don't get me wrong, like Origins had a cool boss fight with Bane. I think that boss fight with Bane that happened at the end was pretty great. Also another fight, it built the tension. You had Bane chucking you through walls and shit. It was kind of like a horror movie setting where he's like chasing you and getting fucking bigger, and I'm like, oh shit, he injected the Titan or whatever when he got super fucking large, and then you gotta like hide from him. So I thought that was cool. It had some stealth elements. Honorable mention would definitely be Mr. Freeze. I think that was cool, like breaking his stuff and seeing him like say, oh Batman, you gotta adapt, you can't use this anymore. So I also like that as well.
Yep, I can't wait. Now hearing that, I just really can't wait to get to that segment when I play Arkham City.
Oh, I think you're really gonna love it. It's ingenious how they did that fight. But is that it for this question? 10? Anyone else? No?
Going one, going twice. Okay.
So to the hooker in red. All right, I think we can move on. Yeah, the Arkham hooker. I think we can move on to 11. So.
The Arkham games had a lot of characters that appeared in the challenge maps and story modes as playable. Who is your favorite character to play as in these missions? Oh my god, I love it so much. I have to immediately say Nightwing and Red Hood probably too, because Nightwing is just so fun, especially when you use like his one AOE super meter, like where you just press circle and X at the same time, and then he does this like shit. It's like damn. I forget. It's hard to explain it because it's an AOE where he just zaps like everybody in the zone. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's a multiplayer finish. I think is triangle square or triangle, or sorry, X and square or triangle and circle. I know what you're talking about.
I thought it was circle and X.
There's no circle and X combinations.
Without a doubt, I've already said this before, but Harley Quinn and Arkham Knight.
Oh yes.
I just love how differently she plays. Like, you know, she can actually handle herself. She can kick her own ass, and like she's got her own set of arsenals. And like I do love her own vision of her detective mode, which is like psycho mode or something. It's like
Yes.
you're literally in the true mind of a psychopath who, without a doubt, can obviously handle herself. And obviously, she definitely plays different from everyone else because, like, you know, everyone chooses to be sneaky and stuff. Now, Harley is loud, so it makes stuff like a complete challenge when you're trying to be sneaky and stuff.
One thing that was also amazing to Harley to add to your thing was her whatchamacallit, her super meter, I think, or something about psycho tantrum, where
Her, like,
she
impervious or something, like, to damage.
yes, where like one hit is immediately a finisher.
All right, for me, it's honestly just Batman because a lot of the games are built around him, and he has the most gadgets, and he hits the hardest out of all the characters. Right next to Deathstroke, those two are the characters I rather play as permanently.
Oh my god, I'm still wondering why they missed. I'm still wondering why they missed out on Deathstroke in this game in Arkham Knight.
Now, for me,
The mark.
For me, besides the OG Batman, I have to say it's a little bit of a three-way tie between Robin, because I love the freaking staff, Joker, and Deathstroke.
Wait, Joker. Oh,
Yeah, you could play as Joker. And
Yeah,
Arkham Asylum.
in Arkham Asylum, originally on PS3 and PC, you could play as Joker before the remasters came out on current gen.
okay, makes sense.
Oh yeah. You can play as Joker in Arkham Asylum, and you can also. I think he has a gun. You can like fucking shoot people if you want to.
It makes sense.
And I think he also has chattering teeth bombs.
Yeah, so you can blow people up, and it's really good for like just deceiving people with the stealth missions. I think that was one of the reasons why I bought the Game of the Year edition for PS3, because I was like, oh, cool, it says on the box you can play with Joker. That's fucking awesome. And then it's like those type of things I like, except for the Arkham City very messy box art that they had with the Game of the Year edition. It looks so weird.
Oh yeah.
But characters that I like in challenge modes, I think everyone obviously would say Batman has a lot of options. He actually has like the most options out of all the characters.
Yes, he has the options.
Yes.
He's basically
But
Dante.
you cut out.
He's
He's basically Dongari?
No, Dante.
Dante.
Oh well, you know,
Dante.
either way of me saying that is it makes sense.
Same thing.
Same thing. But yeah, I would say people I also like playing with is Nightwing. I think Nightwing is cool with the escrima sticks, electrocuting people and throwing shit, all that cool stuff. And the third one would be either Catwoman, even though she's very limited and I don't know how to get those cow troops to work to where they stick people in the leg. Yeah.
She's the fastest of all the characters, but she hits the weakest and has the least amount of gadgets, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And but like and her beatdowns are a bit unsafe compared to the others.
Yeah, they last too long, and she hits too less, so you gotta like be careful with that shit.
What else is there? I would say that, but like I really don't know how to feel about her. I didn't play her as much as I played Catwoman. Who else? Nightwing and Red Hood.
Batgirl is the same. She has cool gadgets, and I think she has like the batarangs where it's very good and you're safe from long range. But the problem with her is that she feels weak, and her moves, her beatdowns especially, and her special counterattacks, they feel slow. Like, okay, she's gonna take like about a good 20 seconds to get a thug's head into the ground with that grab. So I'm like, before I even think about doing what's next, I'm in this animation and I probably will get hit if I'm not paying enough attention.
What I also liked about Red Hood, which we discussed earlier, I think Shark was still in here when I said something about throwing a flash, shooting them with your guns as the beatdown.
Yeah, you could throw like a flashbang and then stun people, and then like instead of doing like the punch, he just shoots the shit out of them with the two pistols, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool. They need to do more of characters, and I just like the fact that he kills. Like, he literally straight up puts his pistol in people's faces and blows their heads off.
Like, I remember doing a challenge. Like, you know how you can have selectable characters and challenges now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember doing a challenge like, okay, I shot a guy to death, right? And for some reason, the medics were somehow able to revive them.
Yeah, that's one thing that feels kind of, I don't like that about Night at all, where the medics can get involved and revive the people, even though you clearly like caved that man's head in. But it's just a little nitpick.
Actually, Deathstroke can actually kill people as well.
He can. I haven't played with Deathstroke in a long time though.
I really want to play as Deathstroke.
Yeah, you can legit like start off with one move. I think you just double tap R2 and he can kill like 3 people right on the spot.
Give me my Arkham Oranges port right now, Sony, please.
So
No, not Sony, WB, please.
same thing.
Isn't Arkham Origins on PS now?
Okay, I'm not paying for that subscription.
Yeah, you better off just buying a PS3 version.
Oh, you're better off getting it if you have like a gaming rig. You're better off getting it on like Steam or something, because that game.
I don't have a
Steam.
PC.
Oh, that sucks. Then yeah, because I just want to make a little rant. Like, I find it really dumb that they did not include Origins in the Return to Arkham City remaster. Because it's just so weird that they didn't include that game, and they have like a PC port.
No, bro, because maybe it wasn't made by the same company or something.
No,
like, they just
I think that's why.
Yeah, that's probably why. But still, it's still canon to like the verse, so it's kind of weird.
I feel like B's trying to treat Arkham Oranges like how Capcom treats Devil May Cry 2.
I think more accurately it would be DMC.
Oh,
Democrats more love than that game.
Wow.
I feel it doesn't deserve that. Like, I'm pretty sure my dogs were barking like crazy when we were talking about Arkham Origins. Was there a question about like the quality of Arkham Origins and how people perceive it?
Yes.
Yeah, we already did that.
Shark had a big opinion on.
Yeah.
Shark had a full-blown rant about that.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that the game is as bad as people make it out to be, because it's a fun game. It essentially is, though, like a reskin of Arkham City. So, but it does have its own unique perks. Like, there's cool shit you can do. The only thing I really don't like about the game is that the controls are warped. So, getting used to playing Arkham City and playing Arkham Origins and noticing that the gadget buttons are switched, like R1 is to do something and R2 is to do something now.
Luckily, I have all the games on PC.
Yeah, that's one thing I did not like. So if you're playing like both games concurrently, you're gonna get confused on the control scheme. But other than that, the game is absolutely fine. I like the dynamic with Batman and Gordon first meeting. The stuff with the Joker was great. Yeah. The AR mode was cool, going back and rewinding shit. I just think that the bugs for some people really hurt the experience, but I didn't have any bugs or glitches, which is weird. So I guess every experience differs.
Yeah. I mean, on the PS3 version, I only had one bug where Bane ended up attacking me, and I ended up flying out of the map, and I was just gliding all throughout Gotham. But
apparently now we hear Bane getting stomped out by Vino, so...
Oh, I am so sorry. I didn't think you guys would hear that.
Yeah, we hear that. It's cool, man. It's cool. Just whenever you can mute, that'd be good. But yeah, I didn't have any other bugs outside. I had a small grapnel glitch where the frame rate kind of tanked when I did it. But that was the only glitch I had, really.
Yeah, and
I never experienced any glitches, but again, I picked the game up like a year or so later, so it was patched up. A lot of bugs or whatever they had was fixed.
I didn't even know they patched that game. I thought it was like fully unpatched. Like,
nope, they patched it.
Okay, that's good. They listened to complaints then.
Yeah, because on PC, I found a bug where you would just be like gliding through the city, and then all of a sudden it looks like you're letting out a lot of farts because your cape keeps going up and up and up and up.
Fart man.
You're gliding.
Fart man.
Shut up.
And then, let's see. And then there was one more that was annoying where I was interrogating someone for the clue thing. You know, you hunt down the clues and then you go after the person responsible. Well, apparently I ended up accidentally knocking that person out. They stood up, but I couldn't interrogate them. So I had to restart the checkpoint. But despite the bugs and glitches, it didn't bother me, to be honest. I loved it. I love Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker was great as well, considering the fact that this man does like fucking Joker and Batman in tandem. I don't know how he does it in some of these games, but he didn't do it specifically for Origins because I believe it was Roger Craig Smith, Chris Redfield, Batman.
Roger Craig.
Oh my god,
Roger
that
Craig
man.
Smith, yeah.
Oh, hey, hold on. That makes,
Batman punching boulders.
yeah, that makes Batman punch himself even more funnier.
It's like, Catwoman, it's time to continue the Wayne legacy. Get down on your knees so I can fuck you. No, I don't. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. Let's see. All right, everyone's done with 11.
Well, if anyone else wants to go on like the characters you use in the challenge maps, anyone?
Yeah, we already finished that.
We already did that.
All right, going
Alright.
once, going
Okay,
twice.
I'll
Sold.
back continue the Wayne legacy shit.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Let's see. All right.
I'll
What
read
are
this
you?
off. Yeah, I'll go ahead and read this off. What are your thoughts on the supposed rumor of Warner Brother Montreal will be making a new Batman Arkham title called Batman Arkham Crisis?
I'm pumped with the release of
personally-
Spider-Man. With the release of Spider-Man last year, I'm
Honestly-
pretty excited.
I want any super game. Honestly, like I'd be hyped for it. But like yeah, I'd be hyped. I'd be down for it.
I mean, it's been by the time this game comes out, I'm like 2021. So
Personally, I just want more superhero games. It's not just Spider-Man, but I'd still be down to play this one.
yeah, I mean, I'm excited, especially with the rumors that I've been about. Well, actually, no, not rumors. This is actually confirmed about the Court of Owls being the central antagonist. I'm interested in that.
Since I can't really read comics here, since they don't really have much, I'd be interested in learning about it. Like any villain in general.
How I feel about it is interesting idea. Again, I do think that WB Montreal, they got a raw deal with Arkham Origins, so it would be good to see them do another Batman title. It sounds interesting from all the rumors I see about it being based on the Court of Owls, and hopefully it is canon to like Arkham Origins and what's happening after the fact, because I'm pretty sure the timeline is going to be not too far in the future. It's not going to be after Night at all, I believe.
Okay,
Hey, guys,
I personally wait, hold on. I personally want this to not be tied into the Arkhamverse, because Quarter Owls is easily my favorite Batman story thus far. If they screw this up like the animated movie Batman vs. Robin, if they screw this up, man, we'll be fighting somewhere.
Theoretically, they could, but I have a feeling that if they did that, too many people will say, "Oh well, it's just Batman Arkham Origins in name only, and it's not associated with the franchise." But that would be cool to do like one-off games. Like, could you imagine that? Like,
I mean, yeah, that would be better at the end, because you're not shoehorning in a game, because that's a problem with the Origins, because it shouldn't have no connections with the Arkhamverse. It should have been its own game, and that would have been better received by the audience.
Yeah, they did that with a lot of Batman games on the PS2 as well. So specifically, like, if they did that, leading up to my next point, it'd be fucking great if they did that philosophy of a standalone Batman game, but make it have like Arkham gameplay and make it have like Batman Beyond aesthetics, because I think people asked for that for like a long time now.
Yeah, that wouldn't work given the timeline period.
Not tying it in like to the timeline at all. Just make it like a standalone Batman Beyond game.
Yeah, again, though, that still won't work with Court Owls, though. I do want a Batman Beyond game for sure.
No. I don't mean like Arkham Crisis to be like that. I mean they should consider that idea like specifically. I know Arkham Crisis is probably going to be Court of Owls, but I just think that in terms of tying it in with the rest of the franchise, that might be 50-50, because they could do it, they couldn't do it.
Because I mean,
yo guys, quick question. Do you guys remember the time people, made speculation that Damian was going to be the next Batman in the game called Arkham Insurgency?
Yes, and please no, because I don't like Damian Wayne.
From doing my own research, I think that they may use the 2012 storyline because
Night of what? Because you kind of cut out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Night of the Owls. It's a 2012 storyline of Court of Owls, where basically you'll see the Talons. And they try to reclaim Gotham City, literally and ideologically from Batman. Basically saying, hey, Batman's gone. This is now going to be our city.
Ah, shit.
Happen.
I almost thought for a second Batman entered the call. I was like,
What?
it's like, oh shit, I stubbed my toe again, Robin.
Okay, so I'm just walking back and forth from downstairs, then I walk into my room and I feel like I walk into goddamn Antarctica.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Mr. Freeze is there.
I would love to see that.
Right here, right now, because I'm dying down here.
I don't blame you.
I don't know. I would love to see the Talons in this game. They may do that, because from what I'm doing, from the research I'm gathering right now of Court of Owls, the Talons are pretty much
guaranteed.
Yeah, they're pretty much like a assassin, but more like guns for hire, protectors.
I mean, if they actually do go with this idea, please don't screw up Thomas Wayne, because we need Batman's brother up in here to kick his ass.
Yeah, if I could give my input, if it's really true that another Arkham game's coming out, I'm excited for that. But the fact that it's a prequel, I don't want to get my hopes up for it too much, honestly. But the fact that I could bring back the whole, you're playing as more characters, Jason Todd and Dick Grayson, I'm down for that. And I did see a little rumor that maybe they'll be implementing the day Harley Quinzel became Harley Quinn and broke Joker out of prison. So I would be down for that. I mean, as long as it turns out good, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I just want it to be really good. I do think that maybe there are some story ideas that everyone would want, and you know, a lot of them are valid. I would want personally a Batman Beyond game. I wouldn't mind also seeing this game prosper. I kind of wish that Rocksteady, this is just like unrelated, off topic, but I kind of wish they did either a Batman spinoff or a Superman game, because
A Superman game I would definitely love to play.
yeah, but they totally said, oh, we're not working on it, we're working on a games for service base game, and I'm like, oh, my hype has gone down so much. Games for service is like, you know, the shit they do with Netflix, like they put it on a service and they sort of shuffle out the game for like micros and all that shit.
Basically what EA does for their games recently.
Oh my.
Yeah, so that's why my excitement dropped down, because A, is not going to be a Superman game that everyone speculated, and B, is going to be filled with consumer practices that are bullshit by WB. So Rocksteady is like, yeah, get it together, become independent already, and make good games, because WB is not my favorite publisher, as you can tell.
Yeah, because I think with this game, Rocksteady is working with WB Games Montreal. Because Montreal, they're the big kahuna. They're the one who developed. I think Rocksteady is just tagging along to help, so it's going to be a big project.
I hope they have some influence, or I hope the superhero game they're doing now is still good despite all the bullshit that might come with it. I'm just hoping.
I just want to see Court of Owls. I've heard so many things. Owls.
Oh, and I'm gonna say this for the record.
Enigmatic.
I'm gonna say this for the record. I believe they should have done Batman Hush, because Hush got really destroyed in the Arkhamverse, and for him,
no, wait, hold up, no, he didn't get destroyed. He got demolished. What? Like my man was just there, and then
he was chokeslammed through a table, and he was built up like so much in Arkham City with that side mission. I'm like, okay, they're gonna do something interesting. He gets destroyed in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and his face gets destroyed too.
Oh yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I almost thought you were gonna say something else, like, okay, some Catwoman got destroyed in the bedroom, but oh my, we'll skip that one.
I destroyed her in the bedroom.
All right, that's a good way to end off the podcast. So we're gonna do our outros. Yeah, we're gonna do our outros here and just sort of plug our content and where can people find us, and then we'll close out. So I'm gonna go first, and someone will post the exact scene of Hush getting completely bodied. So I'm gonna give my outros here. You can find me on Twitter at RenOperative _. You can find me on YouTube at Renegade Operative, Twitch at Renegade _Operative. I will be uploading this podcast and the PS5 one that Mr. Venom did with Dom, so that's gonna be pretty cool. And I'm gonna upload this as well. I think we had pretty decent time here. So I know you guys had a damn good blast. I did not have a blast with these dogs barking. But I tried to make food. I should feed them like after this, but I tried to make the most of it.
You did pretty damn good.
So
I'm really loving these podcasts. I think I'm gonna start being more active.
Have fun with this one.
Oh yeah, of course. Like we don't mind having you guys come back for the future, as long as we like just get some activities going. I don't mind you guys signing up. So Ven, could you please plug your content, and where can we find you?
Follow me on Twitter, at Vino, VIENOUGH, and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, a very slow one, and I haven't uploaded in a whole 2 months due to moving out of state. And I will be posting something in a couple of minutes actually, maybe. So be sure to check me out, and I will follow back on Twitter. Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome. It was great to have you. So, Hero, where can we find you, buddy?
You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hero Hamada 14.
So just your YouTube? That's it? Oh.
If you follow me, I'll follow back. I play literally anything. I'll play literally anything, and I'll have fun conversations with you guys.
All right. I heard that, Brandon. So, Cryo, where can we find you, buddy?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Cryo Gaming. Make sure the O is the number 0, not like 0. Same thing with my YouTube channel, Cryo Gaming. I do walkthroughs, let's plays. I play little indie games from Itch.io, and yeah.
Brando?
Oh yeah, does this mean we have access to the? Oh, sorry.
Access to what exactly?
Oh no. Who else needed to finish their outro?
Brandon.
I am.
Sorry about that.
You can find me on Twitter at Immortal Brendel. You can find me on X videos, Pornhub, and
Oh
that kind
my
of stuff.
Oh my god! No.
His real account is actually Ricardo, so be sure to look
Yes.
for him there.
And also, here's some nightmare fuel.
Alright, what's this? Let me read it.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, and I also forgot I have a Twitch.
Okay, thank God. No. Wait, what?
I also forgot I have a Twitch, Cryo Gaming YT.
Looks like my
Oh, yeah.
ass.
Alright,
I have a Twitch too, Vino.
Alright, so while we look at rainbow naked people in the chat, I think it's time to sign out. This was fun. We're definitely gonna do stuff in the future. We had a great time.
Oh yes.
We're gonna see you guys out there later in YouTube land, and hopefully you take care. Peace.
All right. Peace.
Hi, everyone.